What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Junior's World of Soul. I am back with a new video. I know I've been gone for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Been doing R&B reps with my partner in crime, Naturally Elise. Y'all check that out. Y'all subscribe to the R&B Representers on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter, and all that good stuff, and put all that stuff in the more info box, you know what I'm saying? But this is Junior's World of Soul here, and I'm definitely about to discuss what just happened over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to uncover, you know what I'm saying? That's why, as you can see, I came in with Marvin Gaye, What's Happening, Brother? Because what's happening, brothers? You know what I'm saying? And this is a conversation that I feel like, as an R&B lover, that I can really discuss, because y'all know how I feel about R&B. I stand for it. I go hard for it. That's why me and Elise has the R&B Representers, and that's why I have Junior's World of Soul, just to give R&B the platform, the real, authentic platform that it's needed. You know what I mean? But obviously, y'all see what the title is. It's all about Verzuz. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn this down a little bit. So, you know, I did a video maybe about a year ago talking about Verzuz and what I felt about it, and why I felt that Verzuz was needed, definitely to bridge that gap from the older generation to the newer generation. I felt like it was a good platform, and you know, which we were in you know, the middle of a pandemic. Everybody was home, so you needed something, especially with music and, you know, teaching a little bit of history and things like that. And I thought it was a good platform. Now, recently, I have not really been into the Verzuz because, number one, as an R&B lover, again, I feel like I do have the place to speak on it, because y'all know I talk about R&B all the time, because you got some of these platforms that's talking about R&B that really don't know R&B, and it really bothers me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to say, what's up, Fat Joe? How you doing, brother? All that good stuff. Love your platform, but R&B just ain't for you, brother. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? And that last live that you did with Swiss Beats basically just told me what all I needed to know. You love it, you might love it, but to talk about it ain't your bag. You know what I'm saying? That's just some real stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we have real R&B platforms out there that you guys definitely need to check out. You know what I'm saying? I'm put more in the info box. I'm gonna shout them out. MidnightRnBEdition. Y'all check out my sister Chastity, who does R&B interviews with R&B legends, and you know, she does her own thing of Verzuz, you know what I'm saying, and song relationships where it's strictly R&B, and she talks about it all the time. Want you guys definitely check out the Psyce Podcast. They talk about new R&B. They talk about you know popular culture, but they talk about R&B too as well. Definitely, I want you guys to check out. There's so many 90s R&B mood. Sean, y'all check him out. Y'all check out 90s R&B University, where they talk about just 90s R&B, and they go in depth and talk about different topics of it. Check them out. You know what I'm saying? But I think everybody has an R&B platform that should talk about this, because a lot of people, again, that's doing it, it's off. So let me give my opinion again, going back to Verzuz. I think that it was a great thing, but I feel like what Verzuz is doing now, you could definitely tell they are just trying to put people together that just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? And, you know, the Brandy and Monica thing was great. Everybody, that's a battle that everybody would wanted to see. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that was the quote-unquote beef, and you know, kind of like, it was a nice little friendly competition. If it wasn't, you know, Brandy and Monica, it would have been Brandy and the late Aaliyah, or it would have been Monica and the late Aaliyah. Like, those were the three that was kind of on the same level with each other, and you kind of wanted to see a nice Verzuz with them, which I thought was amazing. Another great one was Jonte Austin and Neo. That is actually my favorite Verzuz. I think as songwriters, they showed it. It was so fun. You know, it was a little bit of, how can I say, a little bit of friendly competition, but it wasn't messy. You know what I'm saying? And they threw out each other's hits. It was just so nice. Both of them had their glasses of wine, and they respected each other, and it was a beautiful thing. So that was really my favorite Verzuz battle. But another R&B one that was just amazing, and awesome was Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. You know, everybody put them two against each other. It always was. So that's a battle that we wanted to see. And the ladies it was so loving, it was so positive, it was so high, if you know what I'm saying. And it was just dope music from each of them. They talked about songs. They went, you know, each of their songs went back and forth with each other, which was great. And it was just a great battle. You know what I mean? But then after a while, we started seeing people putting people together that just didn't make no sense. Like, number one, the battle that they put with Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle. As much as I thought they were cool, they are sisters in the name of love, but that battle just was not equal. And let's just be honest for what it is. Gladys has so many hits more than Patti. I know Patti is the auntie of the community. We love her. She's a legend in her own right. But if we want to talk about a battle, Gladys has just entirely too many. Gladys has had hits from 1967 to all the way, let's even go until like 1991. You know what I mean? As far as hits. You know, it took, you know, they were out around the same time, but as far as hits, it took Patti and till 1973 to get the hit with Lady Marmalade. So it was just, that battle just didn't work for me. And I was just like, but I got it. I was like, yeah, they're around the same time, cool. You know what I'm saying? But then eventually the battles started going and battles just didn't make sense to me. Like, the last battle that really didn't make any sense to me was the one they did with BB and Psyce versus Mary Mary. It didn't make sense at all. As much as I get their family, so you had a brother and sister against a sister and a sister. I mean, a brother and sister against a sister and a sister. I get it, I understand, but the music was completely off. You know what I'm saying? BB and Psyce had that type of, it's just a groove. You know, Mary Mary, their music actually made you want to party and dance. So I thought out of all, it should have been Kirk Franklin versus Mary Mary, because their music, it makes sense. It make you want to, you know, make you want to move. It got a different vibe to it. Like when Kirk started when he got with the New Nation with Stomp, and after all of that, Kirk Franklin music has been up. BB and Psyce has grooves to theirs, and that's why it just didn't work, and it was off. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a battle that actually makes sense. And after that, it was just like, it was a lot more battles that I'll see that I can't think of because I'm coming off the top with this, y'all, that I was just like, I'm just not here for. So this new battle that came up with, when I saw that it was going to be Omarion versus Mario, I said, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm not going to watch it because I already know what I'm going to get. You know what I mean? I already know. Yeah, they might have came out around the same time, but the battle just didn't make sense. You know what I mean? Then you had Ray J and Bobby Valentino, and then you had Pleasure P, and you had Sammy. I'm like, y'all just trying to just put people together, huh? You just trying to find people to put together, which it just did not work for me. I was just like, what are we doing here? But I said, you know what? I'm going on a trip anyway, so I'm not even going to watch it, but I know what I'm going to hear about. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, this is the R&B for the males. This is the kind of 2000 to maybe 2009. This is the, you know, that era. So I'm like, hey, hopefully they turn it out. They represent for R&B, but I had already knew Ego's going to get into play and things are going to go left, and it did. You know what I mean? So let's start with why I feel that, you know, Mario and Omarion wasn't a good battle. First of all, you got vocalist versus entertainer, number one. That just didn't make a bit of sense at all. You know what I'm saying? Because we gonna be real for what it is. Mario can sing his ass off. You know what I'm saying? Omarion ain't a singer. And the truth has came out, but y'all, if you an R&B lover like me, you had already knew. that the boy wasn't singing on a lot of them tracks. Ain't nobody stupid. You know what I'm saying? Omarion, he can dance his ass off, but as a vocalist, he is not. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the truth of what it is. So I was like, okay, once Mario brings out Let Me Love You, what is Omarion gonna go with? There's nothing. Omarion done got Let Me Love You. He got Crying Out For Me. He got How Can I Breathe. He got Braid My Hair. He has, Just a Friend. You know what I'm saying? He has, the only maybe kind of groove that, at hit-wise that Omarion can kind of mess with is the Breakup and Supposed to Be. You know what I mean? That could kind of work a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Or the joint that Mario got with him and Nicki Minaj that somebody else can kind of go with that. But that's about it. Other than that, it don't work. So when they came out, actually seeing the replay, and I saw them, coming out, I said, oh boy, okay, what am I watching here? You know what I'm saying? What am I watching here? This is the next morning, because like I told you, I didn't watch it. I was like, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? So I was like, Mario is up there singing. His microphone is on, like the Prince joint I put up when Prince is like, this is not Memorex, my microphone is on. I already knew Mario was going to come in singing. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like even if Omarion was going to do this, he's going to have to throw some of his B2K stuff in. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to. There's no way. Because one thing, and even though they're going through their drama, and that's one thing that, the R&B reps and Juice WRLD, so we're not into the drama, but Jay Books says some truthful stuff at the end of the day. Omarion has more hits with his group than he has solo. His solo career wasn't really that popping. If we gonna be honest, and Billboard and hits-wise, it was 106 and Park hits. Like Oh and Touch and Entourage and, those joints. The only big records he got is Icebox and Supposed to Be. That's it. That is it. No more, no less. So I'm like, okay, he got to throw some of his B2K joint in there. So when he called his group background singers, I said, now, wait a minute now. You wasn't really singing on all of them, and you going to call them background singers, but you got more hits with them. Like, I hate to bring this dude into it, but Justin, when he did his MTV thing, right, and, they was giving him the Vanguard Award, you know what he did? He brought NSYNC up there. He was like, I've gotten more awards with this MTV awards with this group than I did myself. So I will be a fool not to bring them out when I'm getting the MTV Vanguard Award. It only makes sense. So I was like, Omarion can bring his boys out. They can do a couple of joints. They can entertain, do that. That's how you can get the crowd. Because vocally, we get the crowd. And did he get it? No. He wanted to eat watermelon, and then he bring Jeremiah in. Now, I know Jeremiah done been through some things. He done been through life-death experiences. But what I'm just going to say is, Jeremiah, God bless you, brother. That's all I got to say. God bless you. Because you came out, and that voice that you gave, like Mario said, y'all niggas sound crazy right now. Because you did. You know what I mean? Like, let it be, brother. No. You know what I mean? It was, and then, Omarion again eating watermelon. That's nice for Instagram for the girls, but we're talking about a battle. You got to get people into it. And the way you transition to that, it was corny. It was whack. And then the girl eats it. To me, I think you put that girl into that audience so she can eat it. So it could be like, ooh, she's a fan and she ate it. Like, it just was just wrong, and Mario was just singing you completely down. So that battle right there didn't make any sense, okay? So I want to get that over with Omarion and Mario. You kind of knew what you were going to get, and, Omarion, you got exposed, brother. And Mario, you kind of was the winner of it all, but I'm going to tie it all in at the end. Okay, then you had the two pre-shows. You know what I'm saying? You had Pleasure P, and you had Sammy. Now, let's be real. Sammy and Pleasure P together, first of all, the kids don't really know Sammy because he didn't have big monster success like that. He had I Like, the Crazy Things You Do for Love, if you knew Crazy Things You Do for Love, and he had the Hardball joint with Bow Wow and Wayne and all them. That's all you know from Sammy. You know what I mean? And Pleasure P, you know him more with Pretty Ricky because they had more hits. Not a lot, but you know more. He had more hits, so you know him as the lead singer of Pleasure P. So if anything, you could have did Pleasure P and Omarion. That would have made a little bit more sense. You know what I'm saying? Because hit-wise, Omarion ain't too far off. He got just two big ones. You know what I'm saying? But as far as groups, everybody knows the stuff from Pretty Ricky and all that. So that would have made sense. But at least you can say Pleasure P and Sammy can sing. They can sing. You know what I mean? But it was like, why are we that? Like, whatever. Then you got Ray J. You got Ray J and Bobby Valentino, which I thought was completely not the battle to go with, because I'm going to say this, and I'm a Brandy fan, and I love Brandy, and I know maybe if she see this, she might not like it, because at the end of the day, you got to take her for your brother. But I never knew that Ray J could sing. I always said it. People think I was hating. I was like, he can't sing. He can't. He's just not that guy. That's why I love in hip-hop. And if you think about all of Ray J's hits, except one of them, he's really singing on. Because, wait a minute, he's not really singing on it. If you think about it, he's that Drake type of singing on it. The star of that record is still Little Kim. Ow, ta-da, watch out now. It's the little one, and I'm not Bow Wow. You know what I'm saying? And what's her famous line? Wait a minute, ain't that Brandy's brother? People need to know that, and Jack Harlow realized that. But he did a nice little thing, and we're going to discuss that too. But Ray J, who came out and said this? If I'm not mistaken, Rodney came out, and LaShawn, R.I.P. to them, they was like, yo, when they did that record One Wish with him, they had to do a lot of auto-tuning. You can tell. You can tell with the record. You know what I'm saying? And then his other hit, Sexy Can I, it's like, yeah, like, no, sir, like, you're not a vocalist. Keith Crouch, I think he's another one that produced Ray J's first album, was like, he had to use a little bit of that too. Everything that you want from me, I'm gonna give it all to you, even though it's a bop, but I'm sorry, there's some auto-tune in there. It's not like he's his sister. But people think I'm a hater, but he got exposed. Because Ray J, how the hell did Bobby Valentino, Sammy, and Pleasure P sat there and harmonize on your record sounding better than you? Then you grabbed the baby and your son and sounded even worse. You could tell you was struggling, you was going through it. Because you're not that. Even on 106 & Park when you did these songs, you was just in struggle vocals, dude. Like, that's just the truth of what it is. So you're going against Bobby Valentino, who Bobby Valentino could actually sing his face off. He was in Mr. These kids don't know about that. Blackberry molasses and other things will never change. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was able to, he did that. So he was dope on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could sing. And then Bobby Valentino got hits. Because what I want people to understand, in 2005, we had a lot of dudes come out that was really representing R&B, and it was all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? This is 2005. You got Chris Brown, you got Neo, you got Trey Songz, you got Bobby Valentino, you got, because Lloyd came out in 2004, so I give it to him. And then you got you got Omarion. That's like 6 dudes that came out with an R&B, you know, in 2005. And Bobby Valentino got some bangers, and then he's on some dope features. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, out of all of them, he shouldn't have been on the little stage if y'all gonna do this, you know, big thing and have it as Omarion and Mario. I was like, huh? Like, it just didn't make any sense, you know what I'm saying? And then it just, and you know, seeing the clips and seeing everything in it, it just showed the egos, and it showed where R&B male singing is at. I'm not even talking about females. I am talking about males. You know what I'm saying? Males, in the 90s, yeah, everybody wasn't the best vocalist. You might have not been, because you had some people that had songs and you knew it was like, oh, okay, they ain't singing, but it's dope. We like it. You know what I'm saying? But majority of everybody in the 90s, males that was able to sing, because we had a lot of groups, they were able to sing. You know what I'm saying? Boyz II Men, Jodeci, you know what I'm saying? Brian McKnight, Joe. These is people that came out in the 90s. Candyman, next. You had all these males that was coming out that was able to sing. You know what I'm saying? So to see the generation after them and to see where that is, so now it makes sense on why we at where we at now. But again, we have singers now. We have singers that people just ain't paying attention to. You know what I'm saying? We have people like Jay Ronell. We have people like Sergio. We have seen people like Brandon B. Trenton. We have, people like, BJ the Chicago Kid, Ro James, and, Luke James, and, so many heads out there that can sing, y'all. Like, that can really, really sing their face off. But they need a platform. And that's what I felt like Verzuz could have did. Give them the platform. If you're going to do R&B males and show what R&B really is about, let's get some people that can really sing. This did not look good for R&B, and it dropped us. It really did. It dropped us, and it made me look at where we are now as far as mainstream-wise. You know what I'm saying? And why it is what it is, and the mumble singing, and the this, and the singing, rapping. You know why? Because look at what the 2000 era gave us. Look at it. Just look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's no A&Rs. You know what I'm saying? There's no, no artist development going on. Because the only person that showed themselves in that Verzuz that, yeah, he was throwing back little shots and all this kind of stuff, but was Mario. Mario showed how he can handle himself under pressure. He showed it. First of all, he came under Mr. Clive Davis. So you best believe Clive done sent him through that media training, how to deal with things, using your talent at the right time. You can have a little fun and all that, but maintain that focus and keep your talent. You know what I'm saying? Forget all that other stuff. You know what I mean? And it just did not look good for us. You know what I'm saying? And, we had a lot of people doing reviews and things like that. And the best thing that I saw was when RL and Q for 112, they did a little review on it. And RL said, RL said, listen, you know what? As I felt bad for it because it didn't look right as the culture, but it's going to put some money in our pocket. Because them promoters are going to be like, well, we're going to go to them 90s brothers because at least they know they can sing down. So it's going to build money for them. You know what I'm saying? And build really money for Mario because he showed himself and everybody saw on the biggest of stages that he showed his talent, but he was still able to crack and do all that, but he still gave us the voice. So it's going to be, 90s promoters going to be like, yo, we want to get y'all together and da-da-da-da, and have maybe Mario do it. You know what I'm saying? Have him as the headliner because people going to be like, we want to see that. We want to see that. It makes perfect sense, yo. It just was so sad as a guy that loves R&B so much. I was just like, this is just a mess. And to have everybody talking about it, and people are going to be talking about this for a while because that's how bad it looked. And as an R&B lover, even though I knew what was going to give, but I said, I can't. I was like, I can't watch this, and I thank God I didn't. You know what I'm saying? My best friend Nikita, she watched it till 2 in the morning. I said, that's on you, because I wasn't going to do it, because I already knew what it was going to give. You know what I mean? And it just goes to show that mainstream, powers it be, because I want people to understand this. R&B is not going anywhere. It ain't never been going nowhere. Wherever the powers that be wants the focus to be, that's where it's going to be at. You know what I'm saying? Because when R&B was at its top of its game, our male vocals were able to show why R&B was at the top of his game. You know what I'm saying? You had maybe the bigger groups and all this making it, but you still had people, again, like Brian McKnight that could sing. You had people like Joe that could sing. You know what I'm saying? You had people like the John B, and you had people like, Usher. You know what I'm saying? You had people like Candyman, unfortunately. You had these people that were still able to show that they could sing. You know what I'm saying? But mainstream was throwing all that, Powers and B was throwing all that money at the genre, but we was able to show and prove when it was time. And right now, we was at the point where we were able to show, like, y'all, this is R&B guys, we gonna represent, we gonna give y'all a show, we gonna give y'all something to talk about, but instead, y'all had us looking like we were complete clowns. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts as an R&B lover. You know what I'm saying? And for me, this is what I feel. And I'm talking to you, Swiss, and I'm talking to you, Timberland. I'm sorry, you guys should not do the picks when it comes to R&B. You should not do the picks, because obviously you guys don't know. Won't y'all reach out to the YouTubers that does this R&B joint that's really doing it out here, that ain't doing it for clicks and doing crazy stuff to just get a viral moment. We out here doing it because we love it and trying to show this R&B history and show all that. Let us pick the verses. Let us pick people that go against each other, because we know we gonna pick the right ones that make sense. Because ever since y'all ain't been picking the right ones at all. Y'all just been picking who and thinking that it's gonna work and you gonna get a good show. And what we got there was a mess. So y'all maybe reach out to YouTubers, you know what I'm saying, that's really out here doing it for R&B, you know what I'm saying, and let us pick, because it will make sense and I think people will enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? It was just sad. It was very, very sad, y'all. And, I had a lot that I wanted to say, you know what I mean? But I didn't want to put it on social media. I didn't want to put anything. The only thing that I said was that it was full of egos and no talent was displayed. And now it makes sense on why R&B males is not. That's why Chris Brown is still only shining. You know what I'm saying? Mainstream wise, because the boy is talented. Is he the greatest vocalist? No, but he give you a little yin yang around the house, but the boy can entertain his ass off. You know what I'm saying? That's why the thing with Usher and Chris Brown that everybody wants would be a great battle. It would be a great battle. And I would say this because it can connect the young and the old, because they got the same damn, the way their careers is kind of like the same. Because if you look at Chris Brown's when he first started, it definitely looks like Usher's My Way era. You know what I'm saying? It does. So it would make sense. And you know this younger generation, Chris Brown got all these songs. I'm going to break this down and I'm going to say for what it is. Chris Brown got hit songs. Usher has classic hits. And that's just the truth on what it is. Chris Brown got some joints. He got so many joints. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna disrespect him like that. You know what I'm saying? But what is Chris Brown gonna do when Usher plays You Got It Bad, when you got Nice and Slow, when you got You Make Me Wanna, when you got Burn, when you got Yeah? Well, no, he didn't come in song with Yeah. But them songs that everybody could sing along to. What songs does Chris have, y'all? And I'll wait. Okay, I gave y'all long enough. That's what I'm saying. But it would be a nice battle if they did it right. And I think Chris Brown and Usher would be dope if they did do it, because they know, because Chris Brown done went through artist development. Chris Brown know what it is when it's time to show and prove, and you already know Usher done been through it. L.A. Reid and Babyface didn't play no games with him. You know what I'm saying? They knew what he needed. He needed that artist development. And it showed that in that Verzuz with everybody else, it was not no artist development between them dudes. It was nothing. You know what I mean? And I think if it would have been a great battle, and they would have did something to make you be like, yo, this was a dope thing. You know what I'm saying? I still would have been like, yo, it's a little iffy. I didn't like what it was, but if they would have put something together to where it would have flowed nice and it would have been dope, Omarion wouldn't have been getting exposed like he did. And I don't think he would have did what he did by calling his boys background singers. Because now, Omar, you just getting straight exposed. Because again, the Verzuz was so bad, people want to expose you now. It was that bad. You did get served. The bottom line, Mario served you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with a midnight snack. He did. It's just the bottom line. He did. And you just gotta, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But y'all, I just really, as an R&B lover, it just wasn't cool. I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that when it comes to R&B right now, social media, we are like the laughing stock. People is like, ha ha, this is a mess. You gonna get up there and get nothing but ratchetness. And I'm not here for that when it comes to R&B. I love this genre too much for it to be represented like that. And that's why I think Mario. But honestly, the last thing I have to say about this is my favorite part of what I saw in clips was when Tank came out. And I tell you why. Tank is one of those guys that want to get these R&B young guys and kind of let them know how the industry is going and kind of want to pass the baton to them because he's been in it for a minute and he's trying to kind of like, that's why Chris Brown loves Tank, because Tank embraced Chris Brown. He embraced him. He knew he was out before Chris, and now Chris is skyrocketed past him. But at the end of the day, he embraced Chris, and Chris always embraces Tank. Always. He tried to embrace these little ones like, yo, let me take you under my wing. We need a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? Because in the 90s, I'm going to say this, because Sean, from Boys II Men had put up something, you know what I'm saying? And he's been really, really going in about this. But let's be real. A lot of y'all in the 90s didn't grab somebody and say, look, I'm going to put you under my wing. Y'all might have been cool with each other, but it wasn't like, let me grab this one. You know what I'm saying? I see something. The only one people kind of like was like, okay, was Usher. Honestly, I don't see any other artists like, you know what I'm saying? Like the big top ones where it was like, ooh, you know what, Joe? Candyman was up there. Let me grab Joe. Instead, he was trying to sabotage his career because you saw somebody as equally or a little better vocally than you. You know what I'm saying? Like Brian McKnight. Y'all could have pushed him up too. It's just, I love what Kirk Franklin said last night. He said that we gotta pass this baton to the younger generation and just give them and to show that we care and let them get that love, because we gonna keep on winning these awards and winning them, and nobody's going to care about this younger generation anymore. And that's why the younger generation don't respect the older generation. It's just the truth. Because ain't nobody trying to bridge that gap. So I really want to thank Tank for doing it. I know he was looking in his head, why did I do this mess? But I need to get these guys. And I wish maybe after the Verzuz, he got them all in the room and talked to them. You know what I'm saying? And be like, y'all, this didn't look right for the culture that we all standing on. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, maybe Tank might have did that. I hope he did. You know what I'm saying? But that was kind of like my highlight. When Tank was out there and he sung on Omarion's part or whatever. And it was just like, okay, we got an OG that's kind of in here. That's kind of like, trying to connect to these kids. You know what I'm saying? So that, I know I went kind of on a rant, but that's just my feeling about what the Verzuz and all that. But again, I feel like, and I'm going to say this again, Timbaland and Swiss, pick some YouTubers and let us pick the artists to go against each other. Because y'all just ain't doing it, and y'all putting people together that just don't make sense. And that's what I got to say about that. Now, I'm going to be short about this BET Awards. What can I say? I'm going to get Sean out the way. I'm going to get his out the way. Y'all know I go on him, and I, I'm just not the biggest fan of him, but I will not discredit what that man has done for this industry. If it wasn't for him believing in that one right there, that woman right there, I wouldn't have gotten my favorite artist. If he didn't believe in her and put so much into her, I wouldn't have got her. You know what I'm saying? And the things that man had did for Big and Craig Mack and the image for Jodeci and Faith and, you know, what he did for Bad Boy, it's just, you can't deny it. The tributes, though, no. I was not here for it. I mean, I liked it. You know, he had Jodeci come out, which I thought was great. I wish we could have saw all 4 of them. You know, Devontae probably was like, nah, I'm good. But, why did Mary do I'm Going Down, Puff? Why did you pick that song? Why? Why did you do that? That just didn't make any sense to me. Yo, you should have let what she did on BET Honest. I would have loved for her to do I Love You. And then she could have went into Be Happy. That would have been a great transition right there. But you had her doing I'm Going Down. That ain't even her song. I know it became her song because that's what everybody sings along. You know, everybody looks at, oh, Mary, I'm Going Down. But why couldn't we do Real Love or Real Love or I Love You and go into Be Happy? That would have been great. But you had to do I'm Going Down. Okay, fine. Little Kim, she had a little mess up. You know what I'm saying? But one thing, you're not gonna disrespect Queen Bee because everybody knows that All About the Benjamins verse. Everybody. You can try to discredit what Little Kim's impact has did with this game. But the reason why these girls are where they are is because of that woman right there. She took bullets for people like you, Nikki, to be where you at. Because you didn't have to go on Geraldo. Oh, no, it was not Geraldo. It was Rhonda. When Rhonda had her show and had to go on there and they belittled Little Kim so much, she had to take those bullets for y'all. So please never discredit Little Kim ever. Because that woman had to go through a lot to get, because for what she went through, look where y'all at now. So respect the queen. Respect her. For real. The Locks, I would not want to see All About the Benjamins without them. So the Locks needed to be there. You know what I'm saying? I like how he brought Busta out with Pastor Cavassier. That was a big joint. I thought that was dope. I know he's trying to connect to the young generation, but Puff, let's be real, they don't know you. They know you more of being in the media with Cassie and the new girl that you with now from, what's the City Girls or whatever. You with her. You know what I'm saying? They don't know you for the music, for you doing this record with you and Bryson Tiller. I get it, but no. But respect, you deserve what you got, you know what I'm saying? The BET Awards, I'm just gonna say this. BET, y'all need to go on and call Monique and let her handle it. For real. Y'all need to go on and apologize and let Monique come on and host it. Cause Taraji, baby, girl, ain't you didn't know? No. Your jokes fell flat. It wasn't, they kind of was doing you wrong with the technical difficulties. It just, a lot of it fell flat. It just wasn't what it was. So, let this be your last year, boo-boo. I'm sorry. It's all love, but no. What else did I like about the BET Awards? I like what Kirk Franklin did. That was dope. The gospel was really my favorite. One thing about gospel, baby, they gonna come in and they gonna sing down. You hear me? And they did. And Kirk Franklin, one thing about Kirk gonna be all over the floor, but it's gonna make sense, baby. And that gospel performance he did was a major shout out to the guy that I talked about in this video, Jay Rydell. He was singing background and he was there. That was a dope part of it. One thing about gospel, you're gonna get the woo. You're gonna always get that. You know what I mean? Who else? I forgot what the girl was, the one that snatched off her wig and it kind of got stuck a little bit, but she was giving me, I liked her performance. I didn't know what her name is, but she was dope. The Hours and Hours girl, I thought it was cool. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, all right. I think that's pretty much it with the BET Awards. It's just, I'm going to always support my own because it's us. but I'ma still give my opinions on it. And the last but not least, what I got to say about this, stop letting The Weeknd win. That's so even sound wrong saying it. Oh, The Weekday. He shouldn't have won that R&B award. And change it back to Best R&B Artist. We don't need for y'all to have it as Best R&B/Pop Artist. We don't need that. Keep it as Best R&B Artist, period. Yeah, they might be, the people in the category y'all might have, be mumbling and singing, rapping, whatever. But this is us. Stop trying to connect to a mainstream that ain't never want to connect to us, y'all. Please, can we stop that? Please. So, The Weeknd, let him go over there. Let him at the MTV and all that. Because he wasn't there at the BET Awards. Shout out to Bruno Mars for being there. You know what I mean? I know they gave you a little check to be there because they know you was going to win Album of the Year. But thank you, because you have always came to the Soul Train. You've always came to BET. You always honored our R&B legends. So I really want to thank you for supporting. You know what I mean? But I'm going to have my opinions about, BET Awards. I throw a little shade and all that kind of stuff, but it's still ours. It's ours, and I'm going to always support ours. You know what I mean? Again, NAACP, the Trumpet Awards, the Black Music Honors. You know what I'm saying? NAACP, Soul Train. That's us, y'all. That's ours. So support ours. You know what I'm saying? So I done rant a little too long for y'all. I didn't think it was going to go this long, but I had to say my piece about the whole Verzuz thing. Had to say a little bit about the BET Awards, y'all. But hopefully y'all agree with me. Hey, if you disagree, let me know what you think in the comments. We can be respectful to each other. Let's respect each other in their opinions. This is a safe space where we can talk about R&B and be honest and all that kind of stuff. So y'all, put y'all comments in the comment section. Like I said, follow the R&B Representers on Instagram, on Twitter, on our YouTube page. I'm going to put everything in the more info box, y'all. And y'all, R&B is here and it ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give a few shout outs. Shout out to my partner in crime forever and a day, talking about Nationally Elite with the R&B Representers. Shout out to my sister Chastity, Midnight R&B. Shout out to my brother Darius. Shout out to my brother Rashad with R&B and Effect TV. Shout out to him. Shout out to 90s Mood Sean. Shout out to the Psyce Podcast, talking about my brother Muse and my sister Stephanie. Shout out to them. Who else? It's so many podcasts that y'all definitely, if you love R&B, these will be some Instagram people that I want y'all to follow. I'll put all the info in the more info box with y'all. R&B ain't going nowhere, y'all, and it's gonna live on. And hopefully I will see y'all in a few weeks. I'm gonna give y'all some content, but I want y'all to go over there to the R&B Reps and subscribe to us. And I will see y'all later. Peace.